On the 77th Independence Day of India, amidst tales of unparalleled valor and indomitable spirit, we unveil a story that redefines patriotism. Meet Lieutenant Colonel Monish Ahuja, a proud product of the eminent National Defence Academy Pune and a scholar of nuclear technology from esteemed Bhava Atomic Research Center. His journey transcends the bounds of military service. After years of safeguarding our borders, Lieutenant Colonel Ahuja decided that his service to the nation was far from over. Swapping his military uniform for the grab of an entrepreneur, he founded Punjab Renewable Energy Systems Private Limited, India's premier biomass supply chain management enterprise. For true patriotism lies not just in defending the nation but in building its future. And freedom is not just about hoisting the flag but shaping the legacy that stands tall for generations. This Independence Day, let's walk alongside a true patriot, a soldier, a visionary, and an inspiration for every aspirational Indian. Introducing retired Lieutenant Colonel Monish Ahuja.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Monish Ahuja. I'm a second generation ex-defense officer. My father, Lieutenant Colonel Jagmohan Ahuja, was also in the army. Both my father and me went to the National Defence Academy, and both went to Juliet Squadron in National Defence Academy. So I joined National Defence Academy 30 years after my father. And I am presently the promoter, chairman, managing director of Punjab Renewable Energy Systems Private Limited, PRESPL, and we are working in the biomass bioenergy sector on a pan-India basis, and also some assignments overseas that we are doing.
Okay, so sir, that's a great introduction. And sir, could you please provide some more informative experiences about Indian Army you have served?
So, Indian Army, or like we say, the Fauji way, it is the way of life. And that has been my way of life right since my childhood, because my father was in the army, I went to the army. So till about 37, 38 years of age, when I moved out from the Indian Army on a voluntary or premature retirement, the army way of life is my life. And even today, that is how it is. So you can't take the army way of life out of an individual who's been associated. What is the army way of life? It is a life of, timing, discipline, planning, execution, problems coming. So analyzing the problem statement and finding solutions for it. That's more about the army way of life. And also a slight, way of handling situations. So you are challenged with multiple situations at all points of time, and how you prioritize for a solution for that situation is the army way of life. And also based on the aim or goals that you are either assigned or you set for yourself and your team members, work towards that. You will find challenges, but continue to work towards that. So that's broadly how I would define the army way of life. And that is how I think is for me as well, and for others who I feel would be doing the same thing.
So that's a great answer. So sir, in the same series, I would like to ask one more question. So sir, if you can share some valuable resources or the support system that helped you during your army time, from Indian Army personnel to an entrepreneur, or how you have changed from Indian Army person to an entrepreneur or a business.
So the things that individual can learn or imbibe in day-to-day life from an army perspective is very important for any other job that you might be doing away from army or defense forces. I would say people who have served in the defense forces are fortunate that they have led a part of their life in a very defined culture, in a defined mode, set with timings, set with things like, training, practice, execution, being able to do whatever you have learned in live situations. So, you get posted to forward areas, you get posted to certain areas which are disturbed, you get posted to doing jobs on what you have trained for. And all of this, as an individual, you have personal development and professional development. And I think that's what I have been fortunate to be able to learn and carry forward in my transition from military to corporate, or military to civil life, as it is. So, discipline, patience, perseverance, uh, problem statement understanding, bringing solutions that for that problem statement are continued to be what I draw from the army. The other part is also what is supported is the good, teachings and learnings and camaraderie, friendship that the army life builds for you. And in the corporate side, we have been able to utilize that. So I have many colleagues, seniors, juniors, batchmates, who are working with us in Prespel. We are working together, and that's also a support system wherein, if you there is a saying where birds of the same feather flock together. So you or like you say, you
The whole
hunt in
group.
packs. So if you have a group and you have a comfort HR system, comfort team, then all of y'all can get easily aligned for what you are going to do in terms of work. So I think that is also a big plus from the army learnings and teachings that I have.
Okay. So, sir, that's a great answer. And, sir, moving towards your business, so could you please tell more about your mission and vision about your business, if you can share?
So, for me to evaluate any business, it is about a problem statement that is there, or a problem situation which is there, and how we can work to bring sustainable solutions for that, for short, medium, and long term perspective. So, the business that we are in is in the business of biomass, bioenergy, and this is around a problem statement of the farmers where they have agriculture residue available, because after the produce is harvested, it could be wheat, it could be paddy, it could be corn, it could be cotton, and so on and so forth. After the produce value that a farmer gets, whatever is left of the plant or the crop, the farmer does not get any value for that. And typically, for want of the land to be available for the next crop, the farmers burn this in the open fields within India and globally as well. And that's something where we have been working relentlessly for the last 12, 13 years now, is to work with the farmers to bring sustainable solution for using this farm agriculture residue or agriculture waste. And I'm calling it residue because this waste actually has wealth value, and take it to various forms of energy. So that's where we work in. That's the vision and mission of the company. And we are one of the leading companies in this solution of biomass, farm agri residue, supply chain management, aggregation, storage, converting it to various forms of energy, or partnering with companies who are setting up large projects to convert it to various forms of energy. And this energy is in all forms, right? From electricity, heating, cooling solutions, biofuels, sustainable aviation fuel, biomass to green hydrogen. All forms of energy can be done, and that's where we work. So another, I repeat this many times, that we are the perfect example of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan. And that's what Honorable Prime Minister also has said in many forums. So we are ex-defense forces. The Jai Jawan element is part of it. We work with farmers, so that's where the farmer or the Jai Kisan element is there. And we work with science, technology, Vigyan, where we bring solutions of sustainability in the value chain. So as a combination of all three, my company and we are, I think, a perfect example of that to scale being implemented on ground.
That's really great, sir. That's really great. So, sir, while doing business, definitely you may be facing some challenges. You may be facing some up and down. So, sir, have you have ever got this kind of challenges in your business, and how Indian Army is in finding the best solution to achieve or bounce back directly to your timeline?
So, business has its, ups and downs and cycles, and that's something which we have learned in our journey of the last 12, 13 years. There are going to be factors in business which are beyond control of what we intend to do. And these are because we are in the business of biomass, bioenergy, energy as a traded commodity globally, energy as a security mechanism, energy as a day-to-day requirement, has various challenges, and we are a subset of that, a small subset of that. Challenges of a newer segment of energy. So biomass, bioenergy is relatively very new, is a very small element of our energy basket, and it's a growing element. It's a upswing element, but the traction that such a element would have today, or let's say as of yesterday, moving forward. So in the priority list, of renewable energy, you have solar, you have wind, you have hydro, and then you would look at biomass as the last of it. Whereas our intent and intention is to put it in the leading as the top. And I think we are continuing to work, and we are finding that we are moving up the ladder on this segment. The other big challenge which we face is, for business is capital and is, funding. And there are various forms of capital and funding which businesses need: equity, debt, term loan, working capital, structured finance. And any new segment of business will face these challenges of finding such capital towards this segment of business. It's new, so the banks also take time to understand it. Equity funders take time to understand it. So that's how is the other challenge which we are working with. And lastly, I think it's more about the regulatory and the political regulatory framework, government framework towards long-term vision for this segment of business. So as I said, you could take it that it is last of the strata, but it is coming up. So that focus of policy, regulatory framework to come is also a challenge which is happening. So I'll give a small example there. In the recently concluded G20 CEM in Goa a fortnight ago, for the first time, Global Biofuel Alliance between India, US, and Brazil, as the founders of such alliance, has come to the table and is moving ahead. So, today you're talking about a global biofuel alliance. And that's where the regulatory policy framework, global think tank, friendly nations, all of them are moving towards. So these are challenges that we continue to work with. And every day there could be something which you have not thought of will come forward as a challenge. So again, you have to work around it. So, but I think the challenges are good to have. The challenges must be there, and hence, you continue to then find solutions for it, working around it, and that's where each day you come back to your office or to your field or your project to see what can be done better.
So, sir, heartbeat is also just like that. Up and downs is always happening. So, sir, any rewarding experience or rewarding achievement as a business owner so far?
Oh yes, many. Many. I would take the most rewarding experience for me as a promoter or a business owner is we have close to 250 plus full-time employees, and their day-to-day livelihood, direct employees. We have additionally, I would say, another about 700, 750 about indirect employees. So, a thousand plus families are getting supported by the business that we do. It's one of the biggest, at the end of the day, it could be one of the biggest pluses for me, because I was in the army, I was in government service. For the work that I was doing, I was getting a government salary. And, while that's not the intent, but depending on your work output or no output, government still continues to pay you that salary. Whereas, outside as a business environment, business community, it's all about, at the end of the day, the financial results. It's all about, how you are performing as a company financially, how you are performing as a unit, and those constraints or those asks will remain. But my biggest takeaway is, by virtue of moving out, setting up a company, running that company with various challenges, where we are 12, 13 years down the line, more than 1,000 plus families are engaged in earning out of this business. So that's the biggest, I think, plus for me. But besides that, yes, Prespel as an entity has got awarded nationally, internationally, various forums, both private and public sector. And in 2019, which was a news for me also, because we never participated there, we were awarded as the Mission Innovation Champion, and I got to know of it. I was tagged in a tweet from Vancouver, Canada. So India government had presented Prespel's business model, and we won that Mission Innovation Champion Challenge. We have also won the UN SPG award for projects that we did in 21-22. We are the 10th Earth Care Most Sustainable Company Award winner, project winner of last year, 2022. So these are very significant milestone awards that the company has won. And personally, as I said, my biggest award is what we are able to give back to the society.
Sir, as you have started your journey as an entrepreneur, and then you are doing a small business. Sir, what kind of advice, sir, if you can give to the people, those who are planning to start their business in your industry?
So good. We support many entrepreneurs who want to work in our industry, and there are dozens of them today. We can give an example who we have supported to become entrepreneurs in the same journey like we are. And as I said, I am today the chairman of Confederation of Biomass Energy Industry of India. It's an industry think tank body towards biomass bioenergy. I am the elected president of the Clean Network. Again, it's a MSME sector, decentralized renewable energy think tank body and a support body where my company is also a member. And as I said, I'm the elected president there. So we support many more Prespels to happen in India and overseas. That's one. But more importantly, I think we are willing to support because we find or we see the space to be having the opportunity for big entrepreneurship to happen. The large companies will come because they have no option but to look at sustainability today. But it is for the MSME sector, the startups, the new willing entrepreneurs who can get into this segment with small capital, medium capital, and grow this business activity. So I have not studied business. I don't have any business background. My father was in the army as well. If I can do business, if I can get into business, then people who have studied business, who have done an MBA, who have done engineering, who come from such backgrounds, are, as per me, more equipped to do business than maybe I was or I am. So I think if we can contribute there. So I also mentor a lot of startup companies. I am a mentor as part of the Atal Innovation Mission. I am a mentor invited on various UNIDO forums. I support startups and innovation and give back, to, let's say, the entrepreneurship cycle or society of what we know or what we can contribute in. So yes, we do support specifically to answer your question.
Sir, the last question of this interview, sir, what nation is expecting from Indian citizens, and how we can make India a better place to live? As a army man, just if you can tell that what Indian citizens should do to make India a better place to live.
So, Shrikant, fantastic question. Compliment for that. See, each and every individual in his or her space of work uh, can and should contribute towards nation building and moving the nation forward. Right? That doesn't mean that what you are doing or is only for yourself. No. If you are doing work, and let's say within our nation, within India, we're doing work or we're taking India's work outside, you are contributing to the economy of the nation, you are contributing towards job, you are contributing towards sustainable energy, you are contributing towards sustainable practices. So hence each one of us is contributing in a positive manner towards what we do. So if you don't do anything negative and you continue doing what you're doing, you are a positive contributor to the nation. That's one, my belief. I went to the army. I served for 14 and a half years. I did what I was mandated to do. I was contributing to the nation in a particular way. Not everybody can go to the army. And even an army man today at some age would come out of the army because, the army needs to be young, fighting fit. So at some point of time, you will come out. Between 40, 45, 50 years of age, you would retire, you would superannuate, depending on your position, you will come out. Then what? Here is a talented resource. Here is a resource which has received, good periods and amounts of training, has the ability to be trained more, has a fast knack of understanding what work is and how it should be delivered. So I see a huge space for ex-defense people in the nation building and participation process. We have had numerous names in the political circle, past, present as well, cabinet ministers, ministers of state, chief ministers of states. So there is a space where contribution on the political side. We are seeing huge contribution on the media side, social media, print media, television media. We are seeing huge contribution today on the job side of heading various organizations. There are defense people across industries, because you are technical people, you have supply chain management people, you are HR management, and so on and so forth. And what I'm also seeing now is the ability to get into entrepreneurship. So like I'm an entrepreneur, and success or no success is relative. Somebody might see me to be successful, somebody might not. But I'm also seeing the space with Startup India, entrepreneurship, loan segments, the willingness of ex-defense people to look at entrepreneurship. And that's also a positive change. And that's also contributing towards nation building. So the previous question you asked me, what is my, biggest plus point? And I said, the biggest plus point would be the jobs that I'm able to create. So I'm contributing towards my nation building, right? I'm paying taxes, I'm doing all of it. And hence, the defense people should also look at the entrepreneurship side of the segment, because they have the acumen to be able to comprehend, understand, solve a problem and bring solutions. So, few of my batchmates, my friends, I know have gone into the tech space. They have built IT companies, they have built drone companies and getting big orders, including from defense. So that's where I think is a big synergy that today opportunity is there, and such opportunities are being taken up by newer entrepreneurs, newer jobs and roles to come.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for your valuable answers and valuable insights you have given to us. And definitely, this interaction will be helpful for the entrepreneurs, the people those who are planning to start their own. Army people those who are planning to start their own. So definitely this will be the more helpful insights. And so thanks for your time. Thanks for your synergy. Thanks for your valuable information you have shared with us. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you so much, Shrikant. Thanks for inviting me. And good wishes to all your viewers, audience, and our countrymen on the Independence Day. And Jai Hind. Thank you.
Yeah, Jai Hind, sir. Thank you, sir.